Hi everyone, Daniel here. Today I'm gonna show you how you can create a dashboard in Microsoft Excel. With a dashboard, you can showcase the most important information to your organization, and best of all, it's actually really easy to set up. You don't have to know any VBA and you really don't have to install any hard thing. All you need is the base version of Microsoft Excel. Once you finish creating your dashboard, as new data comes in, it will automatically update to reflect the latest data. Also, when you're ready to share it out with other people in your organization, you can easily share it so they can get insight from your dashboard. If you want to follow along today, I've included a sample spreadsheet in the description below. So you can click to download the file and to follow along. So, all right, let's check this out. So here I'm on Microsoft Excel and I want to create a performance dashboard. My boss has always been asking me of profit on product and profit by month on some of our sales and in our marketplace. Now I figured out I could create a dashboard to answer all of those questions with a mouse click. That way I can continue focusing on my YouTube videos. As you can see, I don't have any data in this workbook yet, but luckily I have the data to build my dashboard down below here. So here I am on the data. So here I have the country and I have the product. Now the country represent my marketplace and my product represent how much I'm doing, and the quantity sold represent the number of products sold in this country and the specified date. And I also have my revenue, my cost, and my profit. But you notice that I only have a rough data. My data is not on the table. Now to put that in the table, I can simply press the Control T and select OK to put it on the table. And I can also come to the Insert tab here. And under the table ribbon, like you can see, I can click on Table here and select OK. And then my data is going to be represented in the table. So with that said and done, let's start building our dashboard from scratch. So here I'm going to launch pivot table with the information I have in this table. I'm going to select the Insert tab, and under the table ribbon I'm going to select the pivot table and select OK. So here I'm on pivot table, but because I'm going to be visualizing many data, I would like to copy this sheet into replicate it into different sheets. So with that, I'm going to hold the Control key and click on it with my mouse and drag it, and do the same thing again and drag it. So here I have three sheets consisting of a pivot table field. Okay, so with that, the first thing we want to do is to get our profit by market and product type. And like I explained earlier, I told you our marketplace represent the country. So I'm gonna drag the country in the rows field. I'm gonna drag the product in the column and select the profit and put it in the value field. So here I have my data represented. Yeah, I don't really need the grand total, so I'm gonna right click and remove grand total. So you have my data, but you'll notice that this is a profit. It's just a number. It's not separated. It's like a raw form. So I'm going to put this and select the home button and come here and select currency. So I want this to be in a currency format. I don't need the decimal. So I'm going to put in the decimal. So here you see I have um, my pivot table well format. So I also want my value, my products. I want the highest. I want to sort it from largest to the smallest. So I'm going to select it, and I also want the country to, the product to also be from largest to smallest. Sort largest to smallest. Now you can see our most bought product is the Bite More cookie, and also the country that buys more of this product is the Colombia. You have the Colombia. So here with this, I can insert a field. So I'm going to come to pivot table analyze, pivot chart. So in this case, I'm going to use a column. I want a stacked column. I'm going to select OK. So I have my stacked column here. My data is, so all the data in this pivot table are represented here. So really, I don't need this field. I'm gonna hide all the field. I don't want the legend as well. Clear the legend. But I want my chart to have a title. So I'm gonna come to design, add elements. I want the chart title above. So I'm gonna select this and put profit by market and product type, profit by market and product type. Now I have my data here, so like you can see I have the byte more underneath as the largest. So I'm gonna copy this and put it in our dashboard here. So I'm gonna paste this. So the next thing we want is quantity sold each month. So to get our quantity sold each month, I'm gonna come to the date and drag it in the row field. So and drag the quantity sold in the value field as well. But you notice my data, that's the date, is represented in years. I don't need years. I only want the quantity sold each month. So I'm gonna right click, right click on this, select it, and remove yes. So I have the quarters again. I don't need the quarters. Right click, remove quarters. So I have my data as months. And again, I'm gonna go to pivot table, analyze, select pivot chart. And in most cases, it is always good to represent data with time with a line chart. So I'm going to select OK with that. So from here, you see in the month of January, we have a little downfall in our sales, but our sales value really went up in the month of October. I think the management will really be interested in this data. So here I'm going to remove the idle field like we did earlier. I'm going to rename my chart title to be quantity sold each month. Quantity sold per month. Quantity sold per month. So I don't need the grid lines and I don't want the legend. So I'm going to copy this and put it in a dashboard here. I want it here. So you see we're having a dashboard being prepared. So the next one is profit by month. We want our profit by month. So to do that, we're going to select the dates, put it in the rows field, and also select the profit and put it in the value field. And just like we did earlier, we don't want the year, so we're going to right click and remove years, and also right click again and remove quarters. So we have our months, and also I want this to be represented in the value field. So select this and clear this. So again, I'm going to come to the pivot table, analyze, select pivot chart. And I'm also going to represent this with a line chart. Like I explained earlier, it's always good to represent your data with time in a line chart. So I'm going to select OK. So idle field. And under this profit by month, same way I'm going to remove the grid lines and delete the legend. So copy this and put it on the dashboard. Now we have our dashboard here. So let me align this properly. And let's group our dashboard on. Let's group our data on our dashboard. So here, I'm going to drag this. I'm going to drag this to fit the top. And drag this also to fill the top. So here I'm gonna check the width to make sure they are the same. True. Gender is 3. This is 5. Just to check the width. So I'm gonna do the same thing for this. 3 and this is 5. Okay, so they have the same width and height now. I'm gonna carefully drag this and position this. So with that done, I want this a little bit bigger. Um, so I'm gonna create a space for my slicers by the right side. I'm gonna create a space for my slicers. I'm gonna move this to the side. So here with all that done, I have my dashboard ready. I have my product by market and product type, and I also have the quantity per month and the profit. But how can I control this information? Just by looking at this data. So I need to add uh, a slicer to this and also a timeline. So I'm gonna insert slicer. I want the slicer to have country and also product. So I'm gonna select OK. So, but if you notice on this, I can, this is self-explanatory already. Looking at it, I'm talking about a country, so I don't need a header to specify what is it. So I'm gonna right click on it and come to slicer setting. So I'm going to untick the header here, untick the header. I would also like my data, my country to be in bold. So I'm gonna come to the dark theme and select this. And I want it to contain more than one country in a row. So I think 3 is okay here. So I'm gonna position this right here. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the product. So right click on it, come to slicer setting, untick the display header and click OK. I also want this to have more than 2. I also change the theme. I want this to have this. So yeah, I can come and perfectly position this here. And once it's there, I can drag here and also expand. So I have my data here, but here looking at it, I want a timeline added to my data. So I'm gonna come to the pivot chart again and insert timeline. Insert timeline. So, oh sorry, I mean insert timeline. I want the timeline. Select it and click OK. So I have my timelines here. I have this here. I'm gonna drag this down a little bit. Man, allow my timeline to sit perfectly. So I like to reposition this again. So I have this. Let me reposition the market and also this. So here I have my dashboard ready to be reviewed by my boss and ready to be sent to my boss for review. And with a mouse click, I can know our value, what we did in 2019. I can select what we did in January 2019 throughout the month of 2019. You see, I have my data. I can also select all our year-to-date data by dragging around it. So with that, I can check and see what we did. And for all our marketplace, I can check what our sales in Australia alone. I can check our sales in Austria. I can check our sales in Belgium. So you can see chocolate is really doing well in all the regions, and the United States too. I think chocolate people prefer that. Yeah, Nescafe is really doing well in the United States and United Kingdom. So there you can, and also if you want to check for all the field, you can over on your mouse, click on one of them and drag it across like this, and it's gonna display it this way. But you notice that while clicking on this, the only thing changing is this. That's the profit by market. It's not really affecting the quantity sold each month. It's not really affecting the quantity sold each month. But we don't want that. We want our report to we can have a glance through of what we sold just by a mouse click. So there I'm gonna select this and come to report connection. So really my dashboard is only connected to this alone, which is the pivot table 2 as the sheet 6. So I'm going to select this. So with that, my timeline is connected to all my charts in the dashboard. And I can also come to the country as well, right click on it, report connection, and select all. Okay, right click on it, report connections, and select all again. So here, if I click on Australia, so Australia alone on all our products sold, all our SKU type, we have our quantity sold in Australia, and we had a nose dive in Australia, and also our profit also dive along with it. Why is that? Let's check the Belgium. Okay, so we had our highest sales in Belgium in the month of April. I think the management will really be interested in this. So with that, you can check your report. You can check for any month you want to check for with the use of just a click in Microsoft Excel. So I'm gonna select all of this. And also probably you got a new report with the same data set like you have here. And you don't really need to you don't really need to create a dashboard again. So assuming you have this new data here, and let me change this date format to something that you can understand. So I'm also going to change the 2022 to 2024 so that we can notice the difference. Select 2022, replace all with 2024. So I have all my data here replaced in 2024. So imagine we're in 2024 and we have all this data in 2024. So instead of creating a dashboard in Microsoft Excel, we can easily copy our new data and put it in our data set here. Can paste this, Control V, or hit my mouse and use the paste option here. So I have my 2024, and once you copy that into the new sheet, you can come to your dashboard, come to your data, and click on this under the connections. You can click on this and refresh all. So automatically I have my new year added to this new data. So you can see I have the year 2024 and the year 2025 added in this data. So I can also check what we've sold in this years too. And you can see I have my dashboard. I can check what I sold from January of 2025 to December of 2025 in Australia. So I can check for all the countries too of what we sold. But really it's not giving me any reports here. So probably our sales during the month was really bad. So here let's check out 2019 again. So we have our data populated in the year 2019 again, and so here we have our dashboard. And assuming you want to share it with your co-workers or your colleagues or your management in your organization, you can come to this button here and select this. You can easily copy a link and paste it in your organization chart. So here I don't want anybody to make changes to this data, so I'm rather going to click on this and can view only. And I can also put password. So I can make anyone edit my link. So here I'm going to apply and copy the link. So I can paste this link and send this link to anyone in my organization to check my dashboard online and anywhere they are, and check my dashboard in a glance and also make changes to this. So with this, I can send this report to my boss to check the profit by market and product type, and also the quantity sold per month and profit by month. With this, you can really check this with just a mouse click on Microsoft Excel. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I want you to give it a like, a comment, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also share the channel link with your friends, with your co-workers or colleagues in the office, to like my page, follow my page to get more of this. Thank you.